Well, hello Internet, and welcome to the third part of my Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial series. By the end of this video, if you watch the other two videos, you should pretty much be able to do just about anything with Premiere Pro, and I have a lot to do, so let's get into it. Right, so let's do a backslash, and let's say that we have all of this audio that we have here, and we want to lower the audio across every single one of these videos. How do you do that? Well, you select them all. Then what you're going to do is make sure you have Essential Sound clicked on right there and Edit right there. You're then going to go to Dialogue right there. One thing you can do is Clarity sometimes is going to clear up your voice and make it sound better. But what we're going to do here is we're going to come down to our clip volume, and you can go and adjust the sound across all of your videos right here. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. And now what I want to do is I want to talk about aspect ratios, because you're very often going to have to create oddly shaped videos for places like Instagram, which will accept basically square videos. So like, how do you make a square video? Well, what we can do is we can come over here to our project panel, and we're going to come right here where it says new item. Click on that, and you're going to create a new sequence. And whenever you do, this guy's going to pop up. So how do we use it? Well, for example, let's say that we wanted to do a 1x1 square. You'd want to go up here where we have digital SLR 1080p, open that up, and this is going to represent 25 frames per second. Just want to make sure you can see that. And then after you select that, you're going to go to settings, and let's say we want to do a square video. You would just put in for our frame size 1080 for both of these. And then after that, you come down here and, well, you could go and give it a name. So let's call it square video. And then hit OK. Boom. Now you can make square videos, and I'll show you how to make other different resolutions as well. Again, you can go and get your footage just like you did before. So let's go and let's say we want this, and we just drag it over here and drop it into place. And you're going to get a message that says this clip does not match the sequence settings. Change sequence to match the clip settings. We're going to say keep existing settings, because we want this to be a square video and we're going to work with it. Let's do a backslash just to get everything inside of here. And let's say that we know that we can only have our video be 15 seconds long. So let's just come in here, come to our 15 seconds area. And I dragged that in there, and it ended up going directly at 15 seconds. But what happens whenever we want to go to a precise moment and we can't quite get it to go right where we want it? How do we handle that? Well, you can just come over here to the timestamp area, type in 1500, boom, and it's going to jump directly there. And of course, you can go and type in any number you'd like. So let's say we wanted our video length to be 1 minute precisely. Come in here, 1, boom, and it jumps directly to the 1 minute mark. But we want to do this at 15 seconds. So 1500. There we are, we're at 15 seconds. And let's say we want to mark this so that we know that's the 15-second mark. Well, what we can do is press M, and look at that, now we have a mark. And we could also come in here, and if we hold down our Option key and click it, now we could actually have this expand. So we could drag it, and we could be like, this is our total video length, which is going to be 15 seconds. And you could do this, make these marks for multiple other different things as well. And of course, if you decide you don't want that, you just right-click on it and say Clear Selected Markers. And that's a marker. Now let's say we would like to come in here and move this video around. Well, we can come in and just double-click the video directly in the program panel. And let's say that we want to move the video around inside of this little square. Well, we can actually do that in Effect Controls. So this is the video we're working with now. And let's say that we want, for some reason, to start and then move my body into the center frame. How can we do that? Well, just like we move anything else. So let's just go. All right, so there I am. Okay, so let's say that at that point, I want everything to be all set up and directly in the center of our frame. Well, I can just come in to motion over here, hit my little stopwatch for our position, and everything's fine there. And then I can go back to the beginning of our clip, and I can move myself around just by dragging and dropping here. So let's go. Let's say I want to start over here for some reason. And let's line it up so that the video stays on there. And now if we come in and we play it, you're going to see that we can actually go and edit and move around our videos, just like we can move around text and so much more. And of course, you could throw text up and animated text and do all kinds of other crazy stuff with it. Now, whenever you would want to export a video like this, you could just like we did before, we're just going to go to Export and Media. And you can see it is a square still. And like before, we're going to use H.264 to create an MP4 file. And just like before, high bit rate, match source. You can see down here also our video is all set up, 1080 by 1080, which is exactly what we want. And then we just hit export. And there you go. We went and exported our square video, and it is ready to be uploaded to Instagram. And of course, with Instagram, you'd have to go and throw your video into Dropbox or something like that, and then put it on your phone and then upload it. But, you know, do whatever you'd like in that regards. Another thing we have is, if we want to jump back to our regular video, we just go to our other sequence that we have already created for this. And of course, maybe it makes more sense to actually give this a name. So let's call this main sequence. There you go. Now let's say that we would like to come in and do some crazy graphics over top of this for some reason. All right, so let's go to Essential Graphics and Browse. And inside of here, you're going to see that you have all sorts of different templates that you're going to be able to use. And of course, if we want to see all of them, we just go and hit tilde with them selected, and it's going to show tons of them. Now, by default, it's just going to show just the ones that you have on your computer. But you can go to Adobe Stock, and you could either say free or premium. Of course, premium means you have to pay for it. But you can see here all of these crazy things that you're going to be able to download. And let's just go and randomly pick one of them. I'm going to go and get Fast Action Neon Title, which I don't have. So I'm just going to double click on that guy. All right. So now I come over here. Fast Action Neon Title right there. I'm going to hit tilde to zoom out of that again. And then, of course, everything's in alphabetical order. There's Fast Action Neon Title. We can just drag that over here and drop it in here. I'm just using this as just a random example, of course. It's going to automatically download everything you need.
Show you how to make hummus and a yogurt sauce. If you can dump stuff in a pot
and you can throw that in there like a weird B-roll or something like that if you'd like. All right, I'm just going to get rid of it by hitting delete. Go back into Browse again, and let's see if we can get something that's maybe a little bit more appropriate. Here we go. We could lie about this and make it look like we were doing a live video when we actually are not. All right, so let's throw that in there. I'm going to do a backslash so I can see this. And you can see now it says live up here above the video. And of course, you're going to be able to edit these just by clicking on edit. Well, first you're going to select this and edit. And then let's be truthful and we'll say not live. All right. And just hit enter, and it is, whoops, don't hit enter, just select outside of there, and you can see that it now says not live. All right, and there's tons of different themes, but it's pretty obvious how to work with this. I mean, just like you saw, you change the text here, you select different parts, and of course you come over here to effect controls, and you're going to be able to work with changing motion and scaling and rotation and all these other different things, just like you do with all the other graphical elements that I've talked about so far. Another thing you might want to do is to either slow down or speed up video. Now, with dialogue, it normally doesn't make sense, but, you know, what the heck, let's just do this. All right, so let's just come in, and here I'm doing some talking, whatever. You can just right-click on it, go to Speed and Duration, click on that, and it's going to allow you to change your speed. And, of course, if we change it to 50%, and that's just going to make it 50% slower. And you can see there's exactly how it goes, and it's ridiculously slow. And of course, you could go and put 200 in there, and it's going to be twice as fast. And I'm just going to undo that.
Basic recipe.
All right. Another thing that's very useful is back whenever we were doing our square video. Let's come back here. Do square video. All right. So I just changed the sequence just by clicking on it. Let's say that I want to work with this and I want to increase the size or decrease the size of the video. But I can't do that because there's like all these different controls. Well, you see I have this fit. Change that instead 25%. Now when we come in and select our video, it's going to be very easy for us to scale it, increase our size, decrease our size, and so forth and so on. And of course, you can add that over here in your effect controls to go and create more interesting type of motion with your videos. All right, and I think I've covered the vast majority of what you're going to want to do with Premiere Pro. So what I want to do now is go over all the shortcuts I use constantly so that you can get just a really good overview of all the shortcuts that are going to make your editing infinitely faster. All right, I talked about the backslash. That's going to save you tons of time. So you can just jump through your video, backslash. It's going to zoom in wherever you are, wherever you put your playhead. All right, so it makes it very, very easy to do a very quick editing. Talked about before. Well, let's come down. Where is bad video? Let's come in here like this. All right, this is me just shuffling around, losing things, trying to find my way. All right, so right around here is where I want to do a cut. Now, I said before, you're going to be able to either hold down Command or Control and K. Boom. We went and made our little cut in our video. And how exactly are we going to go and very quickly edit out all of this garbage? So let's just come in here. There I am playing with my vat of flour in my video. And right here, I'm just about ready to talk. There we go. And I want to get rid of everything from this cut to that playhead and move everything over. What do? I hit Q. Boom. Gone. And it's so easy to edit videos doing this little technique right there. Definitely want to remember that. Again, if I have a ton of gaps in my video, like I don't know, I went crazy and just created gaps for some reason in my videos, remember, you can select all of your videos and instantly close all of the gaps just by going to Sequence and Close Gap. All right, so that's how you can close all the gaps in your videos. Again, you might want to do your ripple edit. And remember, how do we do our razor tool? We do C, okay? And that's going to give us our razor tool that we're going to be able to come in here and cut with. V is going to allow us to go and get our selection tool. 4, 3. And for some reason right here, I thought people were going to want to listen to me count out how many tablespoons of flour I had, which obviously they don't. I'm going to hit what? Command or Control K. Cut that out right there. Then I'm going to hit B, which is going to give me my ripple edit. And then I'm going to go to the clip and I'm going to drag out wherever I am counting out all of that flour. Let's see if it's there. Boom, automatically got rid of it. This was unlinked, however, so it only got the video and then it left in, I think that's what it did. 3. Yes, it did. See, so that's bad. All right, so we want to select that, V. And in this specific situation, I had to undo it. I'm going to go and select both of them, and I'm going to link them again. All right, so that's just a little slip up there on my part. Okay. All right, and then what we can do is come in and do our ripple edit. Now with B, now that they're linked, and everything is going to match up perfectly, and it's going to automatically get rid of those gaps. So remember, ripple edit B. Once again, we can also, all right in this area right here, I'm going to go and, well, I'm going to go right here to this end. This is whenever I start talking again. So again, Command or Control K, make that break right there. And we're going to be able to cut the ends off also by hitting which character on your keyboard? W. So you can go and edit in both directions. I mean, just knowing these couple little tiny things are going to make your editing infinitely faster. Now let's say we have a video clip and we want to put it between these two other video clips. All right, for some reason I want to put this parsley clip here. Well, what can we do? Well, we can come in here and, whoops, not that guy. Grab our playhead. All right, so right here is where I start cutting the parsley. I'm going to hit I. What's I? It's going to put the beginning of where I'm going to put my mark, and then O is the end of it. So I'm going to say I, and then I can play this.
Then you're going to get 2/3 cups of parsley. Now we're throwing this in a food processor, so it doesn't really matter if it's chopped up perfectly or not.
Okay, so there we are. I went and put the O, got this clip. All right, so I got my clip, and let's say that I want to drag it over here and put it between these two clips. How can I do that? Well, you're either going to hold down Command or Control, and then just drag it over here and put it right in the middle. And it's automatically going to give you space and fit everything inside of there. Go and get rid of that. Another way you're going to be able to do this is you can actually drag your clips into your program panel. So this time I'm going to grab it from here, and it's going to allow us to either overlay it, insert before, replace it, overwrite, or insert after. This is such an awesome tool, and it's amazing how many people do not know you can do this in Premiere Pro. All right? Remember our keys, J, K, and L. We're going to be able to go backwards, and you press it multiple times to go faster. K is going to pause, and then L is going to allow you to speed through your videos. And there's K and J and L. All right? Now, very often, whenever we're messing around here, we want to go and do a selection, and then what that means is we have to go in and we have to unlink and we need to delete and all this different stuff. What happens if I don't want to go through the process of unlinking and doing all those different things? Well, you can do that. You're going to either hold down Alt or Option, and let's say we want to delete this audio. Look, I'm able to select that, and even though these are linked, I'm able to select either one of them, and I can go in and delete them. All right? So Alt or Option, and then you can skip over all the unlinking stuff. We're also going to be able to hold down the Command or Control, and then just hit our right and left arrow keys. You're also going to be able to do fine editing by just selecting one of your clips, and then you're going to either hold down Command or Control, and then hit your right and left arrow keys to go and nudge your clips around. Very useful. Another thing you could do is, let's say we want to go and add in our transitions. Well, there are actually things called default transitions. And again, we're in the effects panel. So all these guys, there is a default transition for audio as well as video, which is going to make editing extremely quick for you. So all you need to do is select the two clips where you want the transition to be in the middle of it. And you're either going to hold down Command or Control and hit D. And what did it do? It went and automatically threw in a cross dissolve, which is the most common transition you're going to use in video editing. And what happens if you want to go and do an audio transition? Well, pretty easy. Just keep those two clips selected once again. And you're going to hold down either Command or Control with Shift and hit D. And it went in there and threw in your default audio transition as well as your default video transition. But you might say to yourself, well, what if I don't like cross dissolve and the audio effects that we have inside of there? Well, you can go in to your audio transitions like this. And let's say you want it to be constant gain again. You just right click on it, set selected as default transition. And again, you're going to do the exact same thing with your video transitions. Let's say you want it to be dipped to black instead. Right click and click on set selected default transition. Another thing, I don't have that many different folders here open, but sometimes, let's say we have like all these different folders open and you're like, oh, this is a mess. I don't want to look at all these and I don't want to go in here and have to close all these. You can either hold down Option or Alt and click on this. And it's going to go and close all of your main folders for you. And that also is going to work in your project panel. So let's go and say this is open, Option or Alt, and it closes all of them. Another thing you might want to do is, let's say you want to do some edits just to this clip that's down here in your timeline up in your source panel. It would be really nice if there was a way to do that. And then show all the footage from everything that you went and created here. Well, you can do that. Just select your clip you want to edit in the timeline, and then press F. And that's exactly what it did. and it took you right to the precise moment where you made your cut from your source panel down to this clip, and you can edit it in there. Whenever you're getting down to the end of your video editing, you're probably going to want to come in here and go and view everything full screen. Very easy to do. You're just going to want to put your mouse on your video up here, and then you're going to go Control and tilde, and there it is, full screen. All right? And I just held down Control and hit tilde again to make it go back to where it was. And I think that is pretty much every single tool that I use with Premiere Pro. I just wanted to focus in on the 90-some percent, 95% of everything you're ever going to use in these 3 quick videos. Hopefully you guys found them as useful. And I wish videos like this existed whenever I was learning Premiere Pro, so hopefully you find them useful as well. And like always, please leave your questions and comments down below. Otherwise, till next time.